Hey everybody, I'm the Ranting Monkey, and with me as always is Scribe. Say hi, Scribe.
Hi, Scribe.
The lovely SDA is joining us as well. Say hello.
Hello.
For those of you wondering about the title, it's actually spelled correctly, but it's based on a misspelling. I misspelled it twice in a row?
At least.
Yeah, and so it's just become kind of the thing. And the 50% more SDA was just thrown in as a joke. I was not calling her fat, despite what she says. How are you guys tonight?
I'm good.
Assuming SDA is not in a good mood.
Why?
Because you weren't in a good mood 3 minutes ago and we're off the... I don't know.
She's cranky about dick face, so.
Yeah, dick face.
Was there anything we wanted to cover before we start the news? Anything that we need to share?
I don't know.
Oh, you're going to be gone, what, Thursday and Friday?
Yes.
Thank God. What?
Oh, well, bye. I'll just leave now.
Wow.
I'll just make your life easier. Bye. Yeah, Thursday and Friday I will be out of town. I should be back in normal swing of things Saturday and Sunday, hopefully. If that changes, I'll try to give you notice. But for certain, I'll be Thursday and Friday, I'll be gone.
Okay. And as always, Monkey Dick Jim Jones movies, and smash that like button if you would. That helps us out. Scribbles, what do you have for news today?
Well, it was kind of a middling news day, I suppose. There's a couple of false starts kind of thing, but I guess the big in the politics news was the health care bill has been delayed on a vote because it was obvious that they weren't going to get the votes they needed. And now they have even fewer votes, apparently. Let's see, from our friends at CNN, who we'll be talking even more about tonight, because a lot's been going on with CNN the last 24 hours. Senate punts, then 3 new Republicans oppose healthcare bill. 3 Republican senators announced their opposition to the current draft of the Senate healthcare bill Tuesday afternoon, shortly after Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell decided to delay a vote on the plan until after the July 4th recess. Kansas Senator Jerry Moran, Ohio Senator Rob Portman, and West Virginia Senator Shelley Moore Capito are the latest Republicans to say that they oppose the bill. I thought they already said they opposed the bill.
I haven't been keeping up with who does, who doesn't.
I remember reading those names yesterday, but maybe they were just hedging. The senators had not explicitly stated their opposition prior to McConnell's decision to delay the bill. Okay. In a joint statement Tuesday, Capito and Portman said they opposed the bill in part because of concerns they have about the effect its Medicaid policies would have on the opioid epidemics in their states. Okay. Quote, "For months, I have engaged with my colleagues on solutions that I believe are necessary to ensure that we improve our healthcare system and better combat this opioid epidemic," Portman's section of the statement read. "Unfortunately, the Senate draft falls short, and therefore I cannot support it in its current form." And that's basically it. They quote other people and their reasons for it. But anyway, so the repeal of Obamacare, more or less, has hit 2 more major problems.
Old again.
Yep. I would be surprised if this thing actually reaches the president, or if it does, it'll be something that's actually good or improves anything. Because at this point, it sounds like it's just about dead in the water.
I apologize for yawning, guys. I'm seriously tired. Yeah, at this point, I said it before. The only way you're really going to make this better is to either go back to how we did things, or just take it single payer. And Bernie Sanders has started to talk about the whole single payer thing. Despite what Obama said during his campaign, he was always for single payer. And this Obamacare was designed to fail. It absolutely was. There was no way it could last under its own weight. And I honestly believe it was set up to push us to single payer. And
well, I hope that they just bite the bullet and put it back to how it was, because if there's anything that's worse than this.
No, the hell they went through just to get Obamacare through, politically and otherwise, they won't even try to say they're going to completely overhaul it again. That would just be political suicide.
Yeah, philosophically, I agree with you.
Yes.
Well, no, I'm not talking about like what they will do because they're dirty politicians. I'm saying like Okay, so just so y'all know, Monkey has doubled his faggotry and is now vaping. Anyway.
Excuse me. I've tripled my faggotry because I got another fidget spinner too. If you're going to insult me, get it right.
All right. Anyway,
I'm 3 times the faggot I was earlier this morning.
Oh my god. Okay. Anyway, what I was gonna say is that I understand why they're not gonna do it, but if we're talking about what they absolutely should do, it's not take us to single payer. That's a terrible idea. But I don't know what other option they have, like politically speaking. Like, there's just nothing that's politically convenient, if that makes sense.
A little bird tells me that Grand Monkey's going to come make a visit.
That would be cute.
Oh boy, Grand Monkey.
Her coming down is great. Her getting back upstairs is a pain in the ass. I might have to be muted for a while for that part.
Don't you have minions to do that for you?
I just mean how loud she'll be.
Oh, okay.
She will object seriously.
So aside from healthcare, sorry. Go ahead.
Can we just take a moment? SDA stopped for a moment to call me a fag and then got offended that I stopped to call myself a bigger fag. Can we just talk about that for a
minute? Shut up, Monkey.
Yeah.
Talk about the new Scribe.
What's next? What's next, bro?
Are you roboting or am I roboting?
I didn't hear any.
Okay, because SDA was roboting pretty bad there for a second for me.
Yeah, I didn't hear her.
Yeah, it's your West Coast shitty internet.
Yeah, that's what it is. Well, aside from that, not a whole hell of a lot happened today. There was a false alarm at a military base where they thought there was an active shooter, but there wasn't any shooter. It was some kind of 911 snafu. So it's like, there's no news there. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Come here, little butt.
I hear a Grand Monkey.
Come here. Come say hi to Scribe and SDA.
And she knows they have
Come here. Come here. Can you say hi? Say hi, Scribe.
Whoa.
Oh, that's your spinner. That's right. She got her own spinner, too.
Jeez.
Can you say hi, Scribe?
Hi, God.
Can you say hi, SDA?
Hi, SDA.
Can you say give Grandpa lots of money? That's right. Lots of money. Say, hit that button. Say, hit that button. Why are you being so quiet?
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. What is that?
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Let them talk. She knows their icons now.
Oh.
She can't hear them.
Hi, Grand Monkey.
Here, watch.
Who's that?
How are you, Grand Monkey?
Who's that?
She stole my little monkey that sits next to my desk.
She stole your monkey.
She's just staring at you guys.
Oh.
Hi, Grand Monkey.
You should put yourself on camera, SDA, so she can see you.
Here.
No.
No? Okay.
I don't have any makeup on.
Oh,
Can
Lord.
you say hi?
Hi.
She got the headphones on. I can't hear, so.
Oh. Hi, Grand Monkey. How are you? This is Scribe.
Can you say,
are you what?
Monkey?
Oh my god, that is so freaking cute.
Renty Monkey. Hello.
So good.
Do what again? What did they
Hello.
Whoa.
Hello, Grand Monkey. I'm Scribe. How are you?
Is Scribe being so silly?
I'm a silly head.
do? You're silly, Scribe. Can you talk to him, baby?
Hi.
Hi.
You sanguine.
Aww.
Oh, thank you, Sanguine.
You want to hear? We can't both listen.
Are you playing with Grandpa?
Cool?
Okay, she doesn't want to listen anymore.
Oh, okay.
Did you have fun talking to them? Can you say yes? Can you say bye, SDA?
Bye, SDA.
Say bye, Scribe.
Bye, bye.
Say bye, chat.
Oh.
Say love you guys.
Cute. Oh my god, okay. Cute. Adorable.
You are too adorable. Are you going to be running around in the background while I do this? That's okay. You can do that. Anyway, so we were doing something.
Let's see. Sanguine said, "Hello, tiny harbinger of cuteness. Here's the money as commanded."
Thank you so much, Sanguine.
I mean, Grand Monkey said he had to give him money, so like you kind of
That's true.
have to.
She also
Did
said,
you
"Thank
hear
you,
how well-
Sanguine."
How well she said Sanguine.
I know. That was
Good
amazing.
job. Do you want down? Okay, you want to go run around and cause trouble? Go ahead. Love you.
Aww.
Thank you so much, you're Steven. You should see her. She's adorable.
Well, you should do a freaking face reveal so we can see Grand Monkey.
I can't. You're gonna pop that balloon and scare both of us.
Put
Make
one in
Grandpa
the
poop.
chat if you want a monkey face reveal.
A Grand Monkey face reveal. Just keep it to Grand Monkey. It'll be fine.
No, I want a monkey face reveal.
Yeah.
She just wants to know if she wants to share a room with me or not.
Yeah.
No.
what's-
No, that's not why.
That is what it is. You guys, I've been having to explain to her we cannot share a room because I'm a married man, and she just won't let it go.
Yeah. All right.
What? Excuse you?
So anyway, did we have another story?
We've got potpourri because, as far as I know, there hasn't. Well, I mean, there was the Google thing. I don't know if that's major super duper news though.
What was the
Which
Google
thing?
thing?
Okay.
Oh yes, I real quick. Thank you, Peter. Peter says he wants one. I don't blame you. She's adorable. Anyway, go ahead.
EU hits Google with $2.7 billion fine for abusing weaker rivals. European regulators fined Google a record 2.42 billion euros, or $2.72 billion, for abusing its dominance of the online search market in a case that could be just the opening salvo in Europe's attempt to curb the company's clout on that continent. I love alliteration. The decision announced Tuesday by the European Commission punished Google for unfairly favoring its own online shopping recommendations in its search results. The Commission is also conducting at least 2 other probes into the company's business practices that could force Google to make even more changes in the way it bundles services on mobile devices and sells digital advertising. Even so, Europe's crackdown is unlikely to affect Google's products in the US or elsewhere, but it could provide an opportunity to contrast how consumers fare when the company operates under constraints compared with the unfettered Google. And monkeys on the bong again.
Yep.
Let's see. The fine immediately triggered debate about whether European regulators were taking prudent steps to preserve competition or overstepping their bounds to save companies being shunned by consumers who have overwhelmingly embraced an alternative. The fine was the highest ever imposed in Europe for anti-competitive behavior, exceeding a 1.06 billion euros penalty on Silicon Valley chipmaker Intel in 2009. The penalty itself is unlikely to leave a dent in Google finances. Parent company Alphabet Incorporated has more than $92 billion in cash, including nearly $56 billion in accounts outside of the US. So there you go. Google been bad.
There's also part of this that they have 90 days to come up with a plan to fix whatever it is they're doing wrong, or they will be fined. What is it, like 2% a day?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, it's some nonsense, European crap. But yeah, they're going to have to pay it because it's not like they can really appeal it. They're going to appeal it, but they're going to appeal it to the people who made the fucking decision.
Right.
So it's not like it's going to get overturned.
Let's see. Aside from that, we're to. I posted a couple of articles myself to MSS News. There's a couple in there, but we'll get to those in a minute. But so far as potpourri is concerned, I've got 3.
Okay.
So, first we have Black Girl Protection. We have MS-13 Mosque, and we have Project Veritas.
Project.
You don't remember whatever I said before this, right?
Well, now I don't.
Yeah, okay. So a undercover video came out today. Now, first, for those of you that don't know what Project Veritas is, it is this quasi-journalistic sort of got you news organization run by a guy named James O'Keefe. Now, every time that I hear there's a story coming out of Project Veritas, I get wary because James O'Keefe has a proven record of manipulating and editing videotape in order to show something that isn't necessarily true. So I take all of this with a certain grain of salt, but I have seen the footage of this, so I'll go into it now. New O'Keefe video shows CNN producer calling Russia coverage mostly bullshit. Project Veritas founder James O'Keefe released an undercover video Tuesday morning of a CNN producer saying the network's heavy coverage of possible collusion between Trump administration officials and Russia during the 2016 presidential election is, quote, mostly bullshit. Quote, I haven't seen any good evidence to show that the president committed a crime, CNN supervising producer John Bonifield, who works in the network's medical unit, says in the clip. And this is important. This is a supervising producer for CNN Health. He's not in the political department or anything like that. So just keep that in mind. Quote, I just feel like they don't really have it, but they want to keep digging. And so I think the president is probably right to say, like, look, you are witch hunting me, said Bonifield, who was filmed in a number of casual settings with his off-camera interrogator. Quote, you have no smoking gun, you have no real proof. Bonifield is speaking to an off-screen questioner in the edited clips, which O'Keefe says were taken in Atlanta by people within his organization that got into CNN. The two talk in a number of settings, including an elevator, as if they are having a casual conversation. It appears that Bonifield does not realize he is being filmed. No kidding. Let's see. O'Keefe is a conservative provocateur who has produced a number of controversial undercover videos. He has at times been criticized for releasing videos that were selectively edited to portray people in a negative light. O'Keefe has also donned costumes in past videos as part of undercover projects to get people to talk on camera. In 2010, he was sentenced to 3 years of probation, 100 hours of community service, and a $1,500 fine after he pled guilty to misdemeanor charges stemming from entering Senator Mary Landrieu's office on false pretenses. They don't say much more about that except for he and his guys disguised themselves as phone technicians to try to get in there to bug her office. But, you know, whatever.
Yeah, that's
Anyway.
shady.
Yeah. And so, so this is why anything that comes out of Project Veritas, I'm always a little fishy on. I have seen the footage myself. It is, if the supervising producer is saying, if what he's saying is accurate, especially about the communications he's had with the memos from the CNN president and everything, it does sound like it's a lot more hype than it is substance, but we kind of already knew that. So this isn't so much a news flash to me.
There's other stuff that he says in there, like he talks about how, are you okay back there? He talks about how when the Trump administration pulled out of the Paris Climate Accord, they were told, get back on Trump Russia, even though there's nothing there.
Right,
so
that's what I mean, yeah.
There is stuff in there that makes you go, ooh, maybe that's not a good idea. But I'm with you. Project Veritas was the ones behind the Planned Parenthood videos.
And Acorn.
But on the Acorn one, they kind of had a point there.
No, they didn't.
Yes.
Remind everybody what the Acorn one was, and me, because
that was where Acorn officials were showing people how they could get better government money by having a nice prostitution house. They had a point with what was going on with Acorn. That's why Acorn's not around anymore. They were
Acorn's not around anymore because they were witch hunted into oblivion by the propaganda. This is what the selective video stuff was going on. They took clips that had nothing to do with anything, and the guy that he was interviewing went and immediately called the authorities after the interview because he didn't buy what they were telling him.
Why are you tickling me? Why are you tickling me? You got a spinner just like Grandpa. That's right. What's this one here? No, that's my other spinner. You want to see it? Do you want me to spin both of them? There you go. Is that cool?
Ah. You should rename this stream to the Grand Monkey Strikes Back.
So what else do we have for potpourri?
Let's see. Aside from that, we have MS-13 Mosque and Black Girl Protection.
Mosque.
Okay, so this is an update to a story that happened, I think, about a week ago now. Do you remember the girl that was killed near a mosque and turned out to be an illegal immigrant that did it?
Oh yeah, the one where they thought it was.
Oh right, yeah,
related.
because they were like, it's a terrorist attack by a Mexican illegal. Never mind.
Yeah, so the latest report is the suspect in teen murder near Virginia Mosque was in MS-13 and had attacked this same woman a week before the murder.
Oh, for fuck's sake, really?
Sources have confirmed to ABC 7 News the details of a Washington Post report, Jesus Christ, that states the man who police say abducted and killed a teen near a mosque in Herndon earlier this month allegedly attacked a different woman.
Oh, okay.
The headline suggested otherwise. Allegedly attacked a different woman and sent her to the hospital just 1 week earlier. That woman reportedly told authorities the man who attacked her was in MS-13. And for those of you that don't know, MS-13 is a super duper violent gang out of Mexico. And they've got quite a presence in America at this point too.
So it's basically just Mexico.
Yes, Mexico is at war with Muslims, you see. Shortly after Nabra Momad Hassanan was found dead on Sunday, June 18th, police in the area noticed a car driving suspiciously and began a traffic stop. He was taken into custody. Yeah, because there's nothing. That's all there is there. Let's see. Just 1 week before the murder, sources confirmed to ABC 7 that a woman said she was sexually assaulted and choked by a man who was later identified as Martinez Torres, which is the guy who killed the girl. Sources also confirmed the Washington Post's reporting that the victim in the first alleged attack told authorities that the man who attacked her was in MS-13 and that she stayed in the hospital overnight because she was afraid of him. The victim, however, told authorities that she didn't want to file charges. Oh, well, that was a mistake. Anyway, that's basically the story.
That one just keeps getting better and better.
Yeah, so it's like, oh yeah, I was sexually assaulted and attacked and threatened and everything, but I'm not going to press charges because, it's all going to go away if I don't press charges.
Well,
there are some good reasons not to press charges.
I see what you're saying there. I do, but especially if she's afraid of them and they know who she is, you would think people would go, yes, I'm going to turn this person in, because if they had, there's no way that other girl would be dead because he'd at least still be in custody.
Exactly.
But, oh, what's up, baby?
She wants to say hi to Blood and Peter.
You gonna come up here and say hi to more people? No.
No, I'm not.
Okay. But by that same token, I mean, I can see why somebody who is afraid of them, who stayed in the hospital overnight because she was afraid of more violence, would be unwilling to test or to press charges and testify against
There
them.
are a lot of cases, even outside of, really violent ones like that, where people choose not to press charges for various reasons.
Yeah.
So,
What the fuck is this idiot saying?
what?
Don't talk about Grand Monkey like that.
Magoon, you
Oh,
are
Magoon.
testing me, motherfucker.
He's our
You
favorite.
talk a lot of
troll.
shit. Do not talk shit about Grand Monkey.
Oh,
It
what?
will not end well for you, you little pissant.
What?
For the most part, you've just been humorous, and you say a fucking thing like that again. See how long you last around here.
All right. Well, the last story
Anyhow.
I got. Yeah. The headline of this one just caught me. Report: Black girls thought to need less protection. I guess.
Say what now?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I don't know. Adults think that black girls are less innocent, less in need of protection and nurturing, and seem older than similarly aged white girls, which could lead to stiffer punishments in school, a new report said Tuesday. Whose report? Doesn't say. The report also said American adults think black girls know more about adult topics and about sex than white girls of the same age. What survey was this? And those perceptions are greater when it comes to younger black girls ages 5 to 9 and 10 to 14.
5 to 9?
Yeah. The discrepancy continues to a lesser degree with girls ages 15 to 19. Oh, for fuck's sake. The study surveyed 325 adults.
Oh, that
wow!
Sample
What a
size isn't
sample
even worth
size.
mentioning.
Yeah, 325 adults from a variety of racial and ethnic backgrounds and educational levels across the United States to come up with its results. 325. Fuck you. It's just.
Yeah, that fuck you is a great answer to that story.
Let's see. Well, let's see. What did it say? The new report mirrors one by the American Psychological Association in 2014 that showed that black boys as young as 10 are more likely to be mistaken as older, be perceived as guilty, and face police violence if accused of a crime.
How does that mirror?
Yeah.
Those aren't even close to the same fucking subjects.
Yeah.
Okay, and not to, even if this was true, I mean, there are real reasons why those perceptions might make sense if that's actually happening. I mean, when you think about it, black culture, quote unquote, is highly sexualized and glorifies violence.
Even if I went with that,
I'm not saying that means that people have those perceptions, but
from my own experience, I would never say that. I remember very distinctly walking home from school one day, and I was walking behind a group of black kids, and they were having a discussion about AIDS. And one black girl said to another black girl, and they were being perfectly serious, the only way to get AIDS is to do it in the booty. And the other one goes, I know that. And that's how the conversation went. They started talking about how the only way to get AIDS is to have sex in the booty. And it made me laugh because they kept saying booty, even though there were no parents around. Not one of them said ass. It's been my experience that black girls tend to be less educated on sex than whites or Asians or anyone else. I don't know. These are the same kids who went to the same sex ed class I did, and somehow they came out of that with sex in the booty is the only way to do it. So I don't know how you would
well, I'm not saying that it's that they're more well informed. I'm just saying that the culture in general is more highly sexualized.
What, honey? Come here. I can't hear you. You guys can keep talking. She's just talking to me. I don't know what she's saying.
Oh, well, the part of this that struck me, given that we have a sample, I mean, whether the stereotypes are accurate or not, the study,
the study is totally bunk.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. So this is the quote from the co-author of this study. Quote, these findings show that pervasive stereotypes of black women as hypersexualized and combative are reaching into our schools and playgrounds and helping rob black girls of the protections other children enjoy, said co-author Jamelia Blake, a Texas A&M University professor. You're using a study with a sample size of 325 adults to say that these findings show. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's all that article had for us. But now we're on to MSS News. So I think we'll do that. Now, where's the one? I posted a couple myself. I thought I'd get those out of the way if I can find them.
That sounds self-serving.
It is self-serving. I completely admit that. No, it's fine. I admit
there's nothing wrong with being self-serving. I'm self-serving.
All right, let's see.
I'm totally selfless.
Let's see. Now, of course, the Washington Post. I have to go to the Washington Post, and of course, they're going to try to put up a paywall in front of me. But hell with you.
Aww.
Night, monkey.
Grandpa, his spinner's back.
I think she's stealing it.
Are you gonna come tell Scribe and SDA night-night?
Thank you, baby. I love you.
Come tell Scribe and SDA bye-bye.
I love you.
Come here. You forget to tell everybody goodbye.
She's on a mission.
She's out. Peace out.
Night, baby. Night, baby. Okay, sorry, guys.
Go take her pinner upstairs.
Thank you, Cryptic.
Thank you, Cryptic. I'm sorry. Booty, 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 rocking everywhere. Yeah, that day walking behind the kids, we went to the same goddamn health class. Sanguine, thank
All
you.
right.
This is just because you don't like enough things to have a self STA. Oh shit. Anyhow.
So yeah, this one caught my attention today. And it is, of course, from the center nexus of all news, the Washington Post. An ICE agent visited a restaurant. About 30 employees quit the next day, its owner says.
Damn, that's a big old restaurant.
Yeah, 30 workers also apparently were that scared. Let's see. The co-owner of a dockside Baltimore restaurant has revealed that nearly his entire kitchen staff resigned after an immigration and customs enforcement agent demanded their papers in the latest example of the national debate over immigration. So the immigration and customs enforcement agent was enforcing customs and immigration laws. Oh my God. In an open letter to his customers Saturday, Boathouse Canton owner Gene Singleton blamed the Trump administration for, quote, targeting the Hispanic community. No, targeting illegal aliens.
Yeah, if they had their papers, they wouldn't have had to quit.
Yeah. He has since been alternately condemned or praised for defending his workers regardless of their legal status. You see, Gene Singleton was breaking the law.
Yeah, he should be charged.
Okay, like, why do these people equate illegal immigrants with anybody who's vaguely Latinx?
Because they're racist.
Like, that's fucked up. Do you know how many people have some sort of Hispanic heritage? And like, there's a lot of them that are not legal immigrants.
Yes, I don't think all Hispanic people are potentially illegal immigrants. I think all illegal immigrants are legal immigrants, regardless of where you come from. That's
because there are other types of illegal immigration, like overstaying your work visa, all that kind of stuff, which for whatever reason, people think that we don't know that, but
there's just a higher preponderance of Hispanic illegal immigrants because we share a gigantic border with Mexico.
Well, yeah, and it's the closest. The reason why people aren't immigrating from Canada is because Canada, I mean, while Trudeau does reign and that does make it a little bit of a shithole, it's not like so much of a shithole that you would risk Border Patrol to get over here. Whereas with Mexico, Mexico's a fucking shithole. Of course people are trying to get over here. It's not that Mexicans are more prone to being illegals. It's just that, like, they're right there.
So
thank you, Sweeper Stephen. Said good night, Grand Monkey. Go ahead.
Good night, Grand Monkey. So now the restaurant is short 30 workers, with the remaining staff working double shifts and the departed seeking help from an immigrant advocacy agency. Quote, properly documented and potentially less than properly documented are all fearful of being separated from their families, many with small children, Singleton wrote in a Facebook post Saturday, a day after their departure. Many went home to pack up and leave. Well, that is their problem, isn't it? Illegally.
I mean, but what you're saying is that now, like, you freed up jobs for, you know, people who actually are legal. That's a good thing.
Oh, God. They were, Singleton told the Washington Post, quote, some of the best citizens we have.
No.
They're not citizens.
No,
they're not citizens. So I want to know what this guy was paying them, how he was paying them, and whether or not he knew he was employing illegal aliens. Because if he was breaking the law.
Yes, see, that's where we need to really go after this shit. All of these businesses who are hiring all these illegals, fucking hit them. They'll stop hiring them.
Here's his explanation. Every worker had passed the restaurant's vetting process and appeared, that's the operative word here, appeared to be in the United States legally, he said. No one at the Boathouse has been publicly accused of wrongdoing. Well, they should be. And a spokesman for ICE said he could not confirm the existence of investigations. Singleton said he had never before had issues with immigration, not when he started out in the restaurant business 35 years ago, and not when he and his wife opened the Boathouse in 2014, turning, quote, an underused bar into a buzzing hotspot. So you just didn't get caught for 35 years. That's all that means, motherfucker. Jesus, this pisses me off. This really
wait. There's an even bigger story here. That means if all of these people appeared legal, not only were they here illegally, they stole somebody's IDs.
Right, or had fake ones made somehow. But
in order to appear legal, he has to file a W-2 for them. Yeah. Or I'm sorry, what would it be for an I don't know what it is for an out.
I think it's a W. For a what?
For an illegal, well, or somebody here legally, a work visa person, whatever it is.
I don't know.
Thank you, Mashishu. Whatever. Still, they would have to file a tax form, which has to be a legal identity.
Yeah.
There's no way they appeared legal. Yes, I know it's a W-4 and I said W-2, but if they were here as like on a work visa, because those get stolen all the time.
Yeah.
There's the I-9. Thank you.
Well,
they were not just guilty of illegals.
The thing that bothers me the most is this. So there is a direct correlation, or I should say there's a direct symmetry, I should say, between some of the things. I've done a couple of videos now where somebody said, you know, oh, he was in the country 25 years without a problem until ICE showed up. I mean, 25 years of evading authorities is not like some kind of stamp of approval. The fact that this guy's been in business for 35 years and he's never had problems with immigration just means that he's been 35 years without being looked at. That doesn't mean anything.
Well, he went 35 years without getting caught for murder. I mean,
yeah. How long's the Zodiac
killer
been at it?
What?
How long's the Zodiac killer been at it?
Since the 70s. Well, so, no, he hasn't been at it since the 70s. He's probably dead now, but you know.
Got away with it since then. So
yeah, he got away with it.
He didn't do anything wrong. Thank you, Cryptic. Mexico's southern border is so hard to cross, but they open their borders to us because they get billions from illegals sending back to Mexico. Absolutely.
Yeah, this is this. God, my voice is killing me now. This story really ticks me off because the actions of his employees tells him that he was incompetent. Tells him that he was breaking the law. And so either he is, one of the things, either he was knowingly breaking the law or he is a complete incompetent at his job in order to ensure that the people he has under his employ are there legally.
Well, either he stole somebody's identities, his vetting process is garbage, or he knew.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, those are the three options. And if all of them had fake IDs or like stolen IDs, and then okay, I get it. But the other two, like, that's just ridiculous, and I don't feel bad for you.
Let's see if there's anything else on this.
Those stories just piss me off so much because I get it. Okay, maybe they're really nice people and they were your hard workers. They're still here illegally, and more than likely, they stole somebody's identity. And no, there's no excuse, period.
Okay.
Monkey, apparently that $20 super chat was from Magoon. And Mash just bopped him.
Oh.
Okay.
What did the message say, Mash? I want to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, what was the message?
He paid for it, so read it. Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Maybe it shows up over here.
Yeah, check your control panel, Dealy.
No, it just comes up message deleted.
Okay. Well,
thank you, Magoon. I know we make a habit of bopping you, and does anybody know what it said?
Mash might.
Now, Mash, tell us what it said, because the guy paid $20. His $20 gets his message read. I don't really care. I wouldn't care what it is unless it was something like awful. Let's see.
So anyway, yeah, we'll see. We'll try to see if we can figure out what that said.
Let's see what else we have. Oh, no, that's 1 minute ago. 1 minute ago. Okay, this is from Froggy. Okay, Froggy, what do we got? All right, this is from the Conservative Review, whatever that is. Living the Dream, introducing the Free State Project. Okay.
Oh,
What?
shit. Monkey,
What?
it was something about
Yeah,
duct
I
tape to
actually have the
muzzle
message
Grand
right here.
Monkey.
It said, "Here's $20 to buy some duct tape. You can tie and shut it up all at
Oh,
once, and it's cheaper than a
Jesus.
muzzle." Yeah, I have no problem with you silencing that.
Yeah, like $20 doesn't get you off the hook for that piece of shit. Leave Grand Monkey alone.
Leave her out of it.
All right, this isn't an article. It's like a I don't know what this is. Sorry, Froggy. It's not really news. It's just a.
Hey guys, while we're getting to
There
this
we go.
next story,
Mhm.
don't forget to smash that like button.
Mhm.
Jump on that,
'Cause-
on that like button like a dick on SDA's face.
Oh Jesus.
Fuck you.
Lady Monkey, Chris is a vegan who's followed me here from the COG debate today. We'll get to that when we get to YouTube time.
Okay, so this one comes from staff reporter Colleen Bernier. And this is from the Mirror. It's a frappuccino as Starbucks, Costa, and Cafe Nero serve up beverages with traces of fecal bacteria.
Oh, gross.
Ew.
Gross.
Shocking results of lab tests found levels of fecal bacteria in popular iced drinks at the three upmarket high street chains. This is all British, so it might not be American, but who knows? Britain's biggest coffee houses are serving up cups of iced frappuccino in an investigation.
Why are you pronouncing that way?
Because that's how they're spelling it for the sake of the pun.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I'm reading it as it is written. For the shocking results of lab tests found levels of fecal bacteria in popular iced drinks at three upmarket chains, Starbucks, Costa, and Cafe Nero. And according to the probe by BBC's Watchdog, scientists said some of the levels were off the scale. Ugh. The results of tests will stun coffee fans splashing out on their favorite cooling iced drinks, which are popular during the summer. Splashing out on... The British slang or vocabulary is weird to me. Ice collected from the high street brands found poor levels of hygiene, with 7 out of 10 samples from Costa drinks contaminated with bacteria found in feces. So basically, the people handling the ice aren't washing their hands, sounds like.
Gross.
Or there's something wrong with the water. Oh, well, okay, I was right. Unwashed hands are the most likely culprit, said Tony Lewis, head of policy and education at the Chartered Institute of Environmental Health. The level of contamination of fecal bacteria concerns me a great deal. And Monkey's on the bong again.
You leave my bong alone.
All right.
Thank you,
so
Super Steven. Magoon, your mom likes to suck my dick. Leave the kid alone. Okay.
Leave the kid alone.
Thank you for the donation. Yeah, let's not turn this into a shit war.
Oh God! All right.
I appreciate people sticking up for Grand Monkey. I love you guys for it, but worst comes to worst, I'll just remove Magoon.
All right. This one also comes from staff reporter C. Bernier. Woman, 20, issues warning to others after having surgery to remove 4-inch sex toy stuck in her bottom. After her surgery, nurses offered Emily, Georgia, the toy as a keepsake, which she accepted. And there's an X-ray. Oh, it's one of those things. Okay.
What
Oh,
the
can I
heck? Okay, we
send
need
it
a
to
link.
me?
We need the link.
Yeah. Hold on. I recognize that thing. One of those jeweled butt plug deals.
Oh, we've talked about those.
Yeah. A
on
young
the
woman
show.
had a 4-inch sex toy surgically removed from her bottom after it almost left her needing a colostomy bag. Emily, Georgia, 20, was enjoying bedroom fun with a male acquaintance when the stainless steel sex toy vanished after he got excited and pushed too hard on it. After attempts to manually retrieve it failed, Emily says the man suggested leaving it to naturally work its way out, and then scampered, claiming he had work early the following morning. A concern for what?
Said, what a dick.
Right?
A concerned friend rushed her to the hospital where doctors warned Emily that there was a risk of it perforating her bowel due to a sharp edge, and she faced an hour-long surgery. A wince-inducing x-ray shows just how dangerously high in Emily's bowels that the sex toy had ventured. Ay.
Oh, man. We had a donation here. What was that? Thank you, Cryptic. You can say she's a little backed up. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
then they have a picture of it. About, yeah, he must have pressed really hard because those things are designed not to be easily like. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, that's a flat surface. It's not
right.
designed.
It's supposed to go. It's designed specifically not to be as wide as the orifice, unless you're like a whale, I suppose.
She might be a whale.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. But anyway,
Jacob asked what kind of sex toy that is. It's a butt plug.
Yes, it's a stainless steel butt
for your butt.
Yeah, well, it's a piece of jewelry butt plug. It's got a little jeweled base at the end. So
I can't believe the dude skipped out. What a dick.
Yeah, it's like, I'm free now. Bye.
I got work in the morning. Deal with your shit.
Yeah, well, don't give stainless steel sex toys to 20-year-olds. That's all I'm going to say.
Hey.
What, you want stainless steel sex toys?
Well, never mind.
Give me your mailing address.
She needs a P.O. box.
Oh, a box of something. All right.
What?
What is this?
Bye, dickhead.
Okay.
What the fuck?
What?
Yeah, that's it. He's gone for good. Fuck him. He just made a joke about a sexual joke about my granddaughter. Fuck him.
Oh, okay. Well, that aside, we'll do one more here, and then I guess we're done with news. So this one comes from Knight O'Charlemagne, friend of the show. Muslim girls aged 9 to take part in Sydney hijab ceremony to symbolize maturity, with Islamic sheikh slamming it as step towards Sharia law. Slamming it? I guess that means something different elsewhere. Muslim girls in Sydney are dressed in white from head to toe as part of a hijab ceremony to signify the age when they must cover up their bodies, with an Islamic imam, I don't understand, slamming it. Slamming, does that mean something in Britain?
That means that they're like, it's bad.
No, that doesn't seem to be.
Oh.
Well, hold on. Okay, I'm gonna have to read further because this is making sense.
Any of you British motherfuckers in the chat can tell us what this means?
Okay, settle down. Because the way they've worded it, it sounds like the sheikh guy is there, but he's criticizing it. I don't know. Okay, Australia's most senior Shia cleric, Sheikh Kamal Musulmani, presided over the ceremony where 24 girls walked on stage to show their maturity. The hijab is compulsory for the girls when they become 9, according to our religion, he told the Daily Mail Australia. Right, so where's the slamming part? It's a different imam that said this. Okay, however, Adelaide Shia leader Imam Sheikh Mohammed Tawhidi said Islam classified 8 as the adult age for girls and was worried by the ceremony's symbolism. Okay, quote, I confirm that according to Islamic jurisprudence, a Muslim girl reaches the stage of maturity at 8 to 9 years of age, he said. Hence, the celebration took place, which means that they're no longer girls, but adult females who would lead an adult life, including marriage. This goes against the Australian values and social ethics and is basically promoting and imposing Sharia law in Australia. Okay, well, good for you. The 34-year-old Iranian-born religious leader who moved to Australia from Iraq in 1995 said the girls would have no idea how the ceremony symbolized them entering adulthood. All right, so you have a division there. Interesting.
Right. Yeah, so slamming is, so I was right. Slamming.
Okay, yeah. Because the way they were talking, the context was all like off because it sounded like they were saying the person involved in the ceremony was also criticizing it. That's, yeah, anyway. All right, well, we have reached the end of news period time if we want to move on to something else or do more news?
Well, Scotch was begging you to read his story, and I don't know which
Oh.
one.
Well, okay, I'll look and see.
We probably have time for that if we can find it.
All right, one second. Let me see if I see his little icon on here real quick. No.
Then we do have a bit of YouTube stuff to go over. So
Yeah.
Cryptic, thank you. Jesus Muhammad took Aisha at
Yeah.
9.
Yeah.
That's why it's 9. It's a sickening practice. It is.
Yeah, and I'm glad that there are finally, because we're seeing this a little bit more. There are some other Muslim like imams that are speaking out against some of the more barbaric Muslim practices. Because, like I've said on the stream before, and in a couple of videos, it's not necessarily about the fact that they're terrorists, but there are also some cultural issues that Muslims bring with them.
Huge cultural issues.
I don't see anything from Scotch. I'm scrolled back to like June 15th. So Scotch, I don't know what story it is that you've. Let me double check and make sure I'm not.
Hey Scotch, if you're still listening, throw it in. Oh, you can't throw it in the chat. You're not a mod here.
Don't mod him.
I don't have Twitter even open. Check that out.
Oh, hold on. Maybe 1 second. Let's see. Maybe this is it. Nope. I don't see it.
Scotch on there, right?
Sorry, what?
I said, you know, his name isn't Scotch on there.
No, I'm just looking for his icon because it's the same thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I go with.
Yeah. And I don't see it. So can you give me some keywords, Scotch? Like what was it about? So I can look it up.
Yeah, because I'm scrolling through and I'm not seeing anything either.
Yeah. We have some breaking news.
Oh, what's going on?
This isn't good. And this comes from, where to go? Jim Helis. Venezuela's Supreme Court attacked with grenade from police helicopter.
Oh, wow.
President Nicolas Maduro says grenade lobbed by quote-unquote terrorists did not explode in incident following months of increasing violence against government. Okay. Venezuela's President Nicolas Maduro has confirmed that 2 hand grenades were launched at the Supreme Court building on Tuesday evening from a helicopter. He said the helicopter was piloted by an agent from the country's intelligence unit who then managed to escape. What the fuck?
That sounds like the plot of a movie.
Yeah, videos circulated on social media showed a man piloting the helicopter while holding a banner that read, "Liberty, Article 350, in reference to an article in the Venezuelan Constitution that allows for citizens to declare themselves in civil disobedience in front of, quote, any regime that runs counter to democratic guarantees or undermines human rights," unquote. Well, that's vague. The incident took place just hours after Maduro warned that he and his supporters would be willing to take up arms if his government was toppled by, quote, undemocratic forces. Venezuela's in the shit right now.
Oh, yeah, well, God, Venezuela.
I know, still, that's pretty extreme.
Thank you, Super Steven. SDA is more gangster than gangster.
Yeah.
They like when you went street.
You done tootin'.
So did Scotch say what the article was? It was about the president of Brazil. Okay, president of Brazil.
Wait, are we still doing news?
This is the last one.
We're trying to find this one story.
Okay. All right. So this is the most recent one on Brazil. Brazil's president says corruption charge is fiction. Michael, or Michel, depending on how you pronounce it, I guess, Temer accuses Brazil's prosecutor general of seeking revenge, destruction, and vengeance with the indictment. Brazil's president dismissed corruption allegations against him as a soap opera plot on Tuesday and cast doubt on the motivations of the country's top prosecutor a day after he presented a scathing indictment. President Michel Temer is fighting to hold on to his job after prosecutor general Rodrigo Janot filed an indictment with the Supreme Federal Tribunal on Monday. The charge sheet accuses Temer of corruption for allegedly accepting bribes from an executive at a major meatpacker in exchange for help influencing the decisions of state bodies. Okay. And then they go into a little bit of a history lesson about Brazil. If found guilty, Temer faces a $3 million fine and 2 to 12 years in prison.
Damn.
All right. There you go. That's news.
Okay, then. That's enough for news, and now it's on to YouTube time. I did not do anything on YouTube. Well, I didn't make any videos, but we're going to come back to me in a few minutes. Ladies first, SDA, what was your video on today? I know you did one.
I did a video about the Anita and Sargon situation, and I went over Anita. Why do I keep doing that? Okay.
Good God.
I went over Anita's statement that she put up on Fem Frequency, like the actual website.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah.
And yeah,
that's what it was about.
All right.
Well, I'm sorry. I don't want to. I want people to actually watch my videos. I know that you give like a play-by-play spoiler, so nobody has to watch it. But you know,
Marty's in the chat here, and if you guys watched last night, you know what's going on with Marty. Marty, I hope you know. Even when I disagree with you, I love you, man, and I'm sorry for the shit you're going through. You're an awesome dude.
Yeah. Yeah, I watched your video, Marty. My condolences.
Scribbles, you had a video today as well.
I did. I talked about it last night a little bit. I came across completely unplanned the other day another panel of 4 women being asked a direct question about what are your 2 top priorities for empowering women and making change. And there's about 10 seconds of silence. And then the moderator, who I will give all the credit to, she did not, well, at least in the segment that was available, Soledad O'Brien did not let the lady who answered with an intersectional lens off too easily, although she let her get away with not answering the follow-up question, because the answers that we got were white people have too much power, we have to use an intersectional lens rather than trying to solve individual problems, which doesn't make any sense. And when the moderator said, well, I think when we use the intersectional lens, the problem becomes too big. So what would you do today? Because she was really trying to get these guys to give something concrete. And all 4 of them couldn't give anything concrete. It's just like, why are you offering solutions if you can't even articulate the problem? And this is so similar to the video I did a couple back on a completely different subject with a completely different group of people. And I wanted to bring up something, because we talked about it a little bit last night. Monkey, you had mentioned how you try to approach people you may disagree with the a sense of doubt, or at least skepticism that maybe you could be wrong.
Absolutely,
right?
yes.
That and I was thinking about that this morning as I was putting the video together. And I wanted to expand on it real quick. When I think about big, amorphous, sort of movements like feminism as an example, I cannot help but think about Occupy Wall Street, and this is why. Occupy Wall Street, when it first started, had a decent argument based on the housing crisis and the crash. Too much power and not enough regulation was over in Wall Street, and it led to a whole bunch of horrible, horrible decisions that could have been prevented with better regulation, and the wealth disparity, all this stuff together. They had some decent points, but what happened? They got overrun with the burgeoning social justice movement. They were overtaken by it. And now if you say anything about being involved with or having any, points about Occupy Wall Street, you're almost immediately dismissed as one of those, bongo drumming weirdos out in New York. So when I watch things like this, it's a slog. It really is a slog to watch these things. But I always want to hold out the possibility that there is a point, that there is a reasonable argument to be had. It's just that in the broad strokes, it's all been overtaken by the nut jobs. And so I don't want to dismiss the possibility that someone on one of these panels could bring up something legit or have an actual, be able to articulate a problem and also articulate a solution. So far, I haven't found it, but I don't want to say that it can't happen. That's all I want to say about that.
No, yeah. Occupy Wall Street. I don't agree with the initial premise, but I absolutely agree that they at least had something worth talking about. Mm-hmm. At least to have the discussion. And it was absolutely, this is the problem with intersectionality, actually. Occupy Wall Street shows it so fucking well.
Yes.
It was just destroyed by hippie liberal fucking morons. Mm-hmm. And so you're right. But I've gotten to the point, and it's probably the wrong way to be, but I don't go into any of these things expecting anything intelligent to come out of them. I really don't, because I've heard it all before. And it's because of intersectionality. None of this shit makes any sense anymore.
Oh, no. Yeah, let me clarify. I don't go in expecting to hear anything, but I make myself listen to it anyway, because I'm happy to be surprised. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. I listen to the whole thing, and every once in a while they'll say something stupider than I'm used to hearing, and it'll even catch my ear. But I've yet to hear one where I'm like, okay, that's pretty rational. Mm-hmm. And I think of Ben Shapiro. And if you've ever watched him when he's when he does the Q&A at the end of his show, somebody will come up and he'll start talking to them, and like about racism, he'll go, okay, you have to give me a specific example of a racism, and I will fight with you to get that taken care of. Mm-hmm. You can't come up here and throw, people are racist, because that's not something we can fight.
Right.
And every time he does that, the person, the confusion on their face is just like, I don't know what you mean.
Yeah, what my buzzword was supposed to be all I had to say.
Exactly. Yes. So
the only other YouTube thing I had to say is that I want to give a quick thank you to your boy Pat. He did a shout out video today on me, which I hadn't known was going to happen. I was I was sitting at my desk at work just grinning like an idiot watching it, because I was just like, oh my god, it's just like I'm so, and. So thank you, Pat, if you're listening now or later. I don't know if you're in the stream or not. But if you haven't already subscribed to Your Boy Pat's channel, by all means do so, because his next shout out, as he teased at the end of mine, is Ranting Monkey. So I can't wait to see what he's going to do with that. But thank you, Pat.
I fucking love Pat. And if you guys aren't subscribed to him, definitely go do so. He's funny as shit, and he has the best catchphrase ever. This right here, the other thing. I fucking love the way he talks. He's awesome. And now we're going to move on to what I did do on. You might know there's a few more, or notice there's a few more haters in the chat tonight, guys. That's my fault. If you've ever seen me in the chat on a stream, I shitpost constantly. My whole goal there is to make people laugh. Cognitive Thought had a debate with Ask Yourself today. Ask Yourself is Vegan Gains left nut. Well, that's the best way I can describe it.
I get it.
And I, of course, went over there and did my usual. I was having a blast, and somehow in the middle of that, Vegan Gains challenged me to a debate, and he wanted to do it.
Was he in the chat too?
Yes, he was in the chat too, and verified and everything. Got his little check mark. He challenged me to a debate, and I accepted. He wanted to do it today, but I couldn't do it today because Lady Monkey works from home, and I cannot get on my mic until after 8 o'clock on the day she works. So we're supposed to do it sometime this weekend. He told me to hit him up on Twitter, which I've done. I'm still waiting to hear back. So sometime this weekend, I'll be arguing with a moron. And until then, you're probably going to see a lot of his little dick suckers hanging around telling me how horrible I am, which is fine.
Do you think he'll go through with it and not like bow out the last second?
I don't see why he wouldn't.
Mm.
Because he it's what he does. He likes to yell at people, so, and he thinks he's much smarter than he is. So we'll see. The challenge is out there. He put it up to me. I put it back in his court. So we'll see what he says. The other news coming out of YouTube today is that we got a response from VidCon about what happened with Anita and Sargon.
Yeah.
Have you guys read this shit?
I have, and I'm not surprised, but I'm also wondering what it will mean for next year's VidCon.
I don't know. For those of you who missed it, let's read the relevant part of the statement. It says, our founder, Hank Green, talked with our panelist, meaning Anita Sarkeesian, and said two things. One, he told her that her comments had violated our policy, but that he understood that there was a broader context, which to be clear, we were blissfully ignorant of until this weekend and remain inexpert in. Two, he apologized to her for not having been more aware of and active in understanding the situation before the event, which resulted in her being subjected to a hostile environment that she had not signed up for. People sitting there quietly was a fucking hostile environment she didn't sign up for.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and like I said, this begs the question, what happens next year?
I don't know, because from the way that they talk in this, it really sounds like what they're going to end up doing is like not allowing people like Sargon and Jeff and these shitlords to come back. Anita's going to be able to point at them and say, those guys are the bad ones.
Or just not let them in the front rows or something? I mean, are we going to have to sit in the back of the bus?
That's the other option.
I guess. I don't know. It just seems like an odd way to go about it, because if they were, if all of them were disrupting or something like that, I can see why that might ruin it for everybody, and why they might say, look, nobody from this particular area of YouTube can come back because of all this crazy crap that happened. But that's not what happened. They were just sitting there. And in his statement, he specifically says that it seems like it was a coordinated effort to intimidate.
Yeah. They set out to intimidate her. Anita needs to learn something. The true way to handle what happened to her is to fucking ignore them. Just completely fucking ignore them. By pointing him out, all she did was give him the platform. Nobody's talking about anything she said except for her being a cunt. And it boggles my mind. And I get it, Hank Green is a fucking dyed-in-the-wool lefty. But it boggles my mind that he apologized to her. People were sitting there quietly, listening to... Even... There's one part where he talks about how if people come and watch somebody and they film them so that they can later critique their ideas, that's one thing. But if it's just to harass that person, it's wrong. Nobody said it was to harass that person. Yeah.
And how do you determine that without being a mind reader?
Well,
exactly.
And then on the flip side of that, so let's say you film what she says, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you come home and you make a video about what she says using the footage. Does that count as harassing her because you've taken that footage and you're talking about what she's saying?
Well, have you guys seen the stuff about Boogie and her?
No, I haven't.
Boogie was on the second panel that she was still allowed to participate in, even though she clearly broke the rules. And apparently everything was fine on this panel until their closing statements. And in Boogie's closing statements, I forget the actual thing. You'll have to watch his video. I do recommend it. I watched it right before this. But he said something that set her off. So as soon as the panel gets done, she ran up to him and starts yelling at him for it. About how he said crap that she couldn't respond to, and it wasn't really fair of him. To Boogie, probably the nicest person that was in Anaheim all weekend.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean...
Now, apparently,
And,
they
it's not like Boogie. It's not like Boogie could run away.
yeah, no shit. But apparently, they did hash it out, and he's fine with her. That's what a nice guy Boogie is. He's fine with what this
Yeah.
did.
No shit.
But
Well-
yeah, she is an unreasonable bitch. Period. Anybody who talks about her is going to be harassing her.
And I'm sorry, but the other thing is that a lot of these guys even managed to like talk to Ash Hardell and even fucking Francesca Ramsey and Lacey Green.
Yeah.
And there were no problems there. The only issue was with Anita. So I think what you can take away from this is that people who disagree, who are diametrically opposed to each other politically, were perfectly capable of going to VidCon, all having a good time, and even repairing some burnt bridges. I mean, that should be the overall message, but of course Anita has to ruin it for everybody. This is why we can't have nice things.
Thank you, Zenith. Anita could say black people make her uncomfortable and should be kicked out of her panels, and Hank would side with her. I would agree with that right now.
Do you think it's because she's a Jew?
Wait,
No,
no. She said black people make her uncomfortable because Sargon's black.
Yeah, I can agree with
what?
that.
Sargon's grandfather's black.
Is he really?
Yes.
Wow.
You didn't know this?
No, he doesn't look
Oh yeah, Sargon's totally mixed race. Yeah.
Wait, are you fucking with me?
No, I am not. Honestly, I'm not.
I don't
look it up.
fucking believe you.
Fine, don't believe me.
And I don't trust Chat. And I don't trust
Here's-
Monkey. There's nobody that
I
can
honestly don't know, so
trust.
I can't fuck with you one way or the other. Here's the thing. I actually like a lot of what Hank and John Green do. I love their Vlog Brother videos, but they are clearly leftists and moving more so by the month from what I've seen.
Well, I
And
watch.
this-
Sorry.
Go ahead. No, go
When
ahead.
it comes to like John and Hank Green, I watch Crash Course. I like Crash Course. I like SciShow. I like a lot of the shows that they do. So, like, it's not that it's them personally, but like Monkey said, they are so hard left that sometimes some of the crap that they say just makes your brain melt.
Well, in this instance, they were unaware of the harassment going on and still aren't that seeped in it. Well, then why the fuck wouldn't you go look up Sargon's videos on her? It's not that hard to do. Go see if he's this horrible, hateful person. All he does is rag on the stupid shit she says. Sargon's not even really a shitlord in the way that, say, somebody like Undoomed is. He's not horribly mean to the person he's talking about. He doesn't, call her a stupid cunt every fucking 3 seconds.
Not anymore, but
Back in
back
2014.
yeah, back in the day.
I was
Sargon-
watching some old school Sargon the other day, and holy crap, is he nuts! I love it. Like, I wish he still did shit like that because it's funny.
Yeah, he's matured quite a bit, but his original stuff back in the day could be on par with Undoomed in some places, just with a British flavor to it.
Like, it's legit worse than old school Bearing. Like, that's how fucking harsh he is, and it's
See,
fabulous.
I've never thought Bearing was that harsh, and to me, the harshest one out there is Undoomed, and I've never seen a Sargon one. I'll have to go back and watch more because
Oh, it's great.
I can give you a couple.
You should definitely go watch where one of his videos on Marina Shut Up, where he calls him this, where he calls her the skinniest Down syndrome patient he's ever seen.
that's not.
That's like my favorite thing he's ever said.
I got one I got to share with you, but I'll find the link and I'll send it.
See, that to me is not in any way. That's not even that mean, in my opinion.
Does Sargon even do response videos on his main channel anymore?
I don't think so.
No,
Not very
just-
often. If he
yeah.
does, it's not very often.
I mean, because that's honestly why I'm subscribed to the Thinkery, because that's how you get some more immature, fun Sargon.
I'm just not that big of a fan. His voice doesn't do it for me.
Speaking of British people, people were upset that I didn't mention this when I talked about my YouTube video, but I do a British accent in it, and people liked it.
People are saying "Suit Yourself" is more harsh than Undoomed. I think they're close. They're close. I would still give it to Undoomed just because of the way he says it. Maybe it's also that I give Australians a bit of a pass for that because it's like that's just how they talk to each other. I mean, they're fucking horrible to each other, to their best friends. In a way, even Americans aren't. But yeah, so Anita's a cunt, and the Green brothers sided with her. And it's
Oh
what
my
I expect.
god, yes. I remember this fucking video. This video is
Oh, are
so
you watching My
funny.
Descent?
No, I
Oh.
saw the title and I remember that video. It's funny as fuck.
Yeah, the Beluga Chronicles. Oh, it's so funny.
It's
so
really
good.
funny. Like, I wish that Sargon was so much worse than he is, because when he's mean, he is funny.
See, this is one of the videos that actually inspired kind of my style in a way. This and the TEDx stuff that Skeptor did back in the day. So yeah, this is, and the Mangina Chronicles. Sargon's Mangina Chronicles is probably one of the best TEDx response videos ever made. It's amazing if you can find
No,
it.
and old school Sargon, like, he gets mad and he yells at people, and it's beautiful. Like, it is so funny. Sargon videos used to make me laugh. Like, that's how.
Yeah, he's grown up. He's grown up
Yeah.
quite a bit.
Did I watch The Princess Bride? Yeah, and I did not have a good time. I was bored.
SDA commie confirmed.
I'm not a commie. I just don't like The Princess Bride.
Well, you if you're not a commie, you are Wednesday Addams.
Why do I have to be Wednesday Addams?
Because that actress totally looks like you.
The one that you sent the video of?
Yeah, the grown up Wednesday Addams. Did you see that?
I did.
Yeah, that first when the
You're
camera
on
first turns to
shaky
her.
ground, monkey.
No, when the camera first turns to her in the first like 30 seconds of that video, it looks just like SDA.
Okay, if you say so, I'll take your word for it.
I found something that looks pretty much just like me, and it was super fucking bizarre.
Was it a mirror?
Monkey. Do you remember that monkey? The drawing I showed you?
Oh yes, I do. Yes. And
That
did
was
look like
weird as fuck. Like, that bothered me.
Thank you, my crazy opinion.
Debate with a SJW who is trying to convince me, POC, I was oppressed. Ask him what rights I don't have. No answer. Yeah, they're never going to answer that question, because you can ask them that question about so many things. Women, people of color. There are no rights rights are universal at the moment in most Western countries.
Yeah.
Well, rights aren't even what they're upset about. It's just like how people are subjectively treated.
Well, yeah, that's
Sorry.
Well, that's the problem. You can't. Going back to what Ben Shapiro said, you can't fight random racism. You have to point to one specific act and fight that, because just saying people are racist, yeah, there's racist people out there, but you're never going to stop there being racist people out there. The best you can do is fight specific instances of it.
Yeah.
So it's just so fucking stupid when they do.
And the only thing that you can do is give people equal rights and enforce the law.
And exactly, yeah. And this is one of you should watch the Jordan Peterson one where he talks about this, about oppression and how people are just trying to mount more and more oppression to literally have, an oppression off. Who is more oppressed, me or you? And it's sad, because you can actually start seeing that now. I joke about being a cripple, which I really am, so you guys should feel bad for me.
And give him money. There's a $sign in the bottom left-hand corner of the chat box.
You're a sweetie, but I'm still going to draw a dick on your face.
Fuck you.
We are at a point where it's all about who can be the most oppressed, and it's fucking retarded. Most of the stuff there's a great quote in the book Uh-Oh by Robert Fulghum. He's telling this story about when he was a ranch hand, and I may have told this on stream before, but y'all can listen to it again. He was a ranch hand, and they had kept serving the same thing for dinner over and over and over. And what was it? Sauerkraut and Polish sausage. which he
Ew.
didn't even really like anyway. And so one night he goes to get his dinner. It's the same thing, and he just fucking loses it. And he said, "There's an older ranch hand there," and he looks at him and he goes, "Do you know what your problem is? You don't know the difference between an inconvenience." He said, "If you know you don't like what you have for dinner, that's an inconvenience. If you don't have a place to live, that's a problem." He said, "Life is lumpy, and you have to learn to separate a real problem from an inconvenience. And right now, what people are being told is that they need to focus on those inconveniences." You know, when we talked with Roaming Millennial the other day, she talked about how when she lived in Southern California, people thought she was Spanish and would just start speaking Spanish to her. She could have freaked out at him. "I'm Asian. I'm not Spanish. Why would you?" Instead, she's like, "I don't speak Spanish." And that was the end of it.
People speak
Everything
Spanish to me.
Everything doesn't have to be a big fucking deal. Life is lumpy. You need to learn the difference between a problem and an inconvenience. And you'll live a much
Onions are a
happier life.
problem.
What's that?
Onions are a fucking problem.
Onions are not a problem.
They are. That's a problem. I'm oppressed. Just so
How you doing over there, Scribe? You got quiet.
I don't have anything to say.
Cool. Yeah, the oppression Olympics are on, and nobody's gonna win, guys. So don't play that shit, because all it's gonna do is make you miserable. What you should be doing is paying attention to all the fucking things in the world that are great. That are,
like
for fuck's sake,
boobies.
boobies. Yes, I'm not even a boob man. And yes to boobies.
Boobies.
SDA is thinking about getting a boob implant, and I'm taking
Just one.
for that.
I'm
Just
not.
one. Just a single one.
Just the left one.
Yeah. No. Inner forehead.
Like, I've already done the opposite of that. Like, that does not need to happen.
You had a breast reduction?
Yeah.
Oh, I
She
didn't
had
know
a
that.
forehead reduction.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense because it was all pointy before. It was like Riley Dennis on her forehead. She was almost like a unicorn.
Speaking of that, did you guys see Riley Dennis is thinking of going to get face surgery?
Yeah, I did. And I also,
What?
but the reason why I saw it was because somebody sent me Shoe on Head's tweet about it. And can I like be upset for a second?
Uh-huh.
Is it a day that ends in Y?
Shut up, Scribe. Shut up. So Shoe was like, shut up. So Shoe was like, "Oh my God, you guys, see, you don't ever know what somebody's going. Like, this is why I said I'm not going to judge people, okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I get it, Shoe. You're a fucking hippie. Shut up." But the thing is, right, is that what we had to go on with Riley was, "I'm non-binary. I don't have dysphoria." And I think that it is perfectly, like, I think it's perfectly valid to listen to what Riley has said in the past and go, "Yeah, you're a fucking transgender because you've said you don't have dysphoria and you've said that you're non-binary."
Well, this doesn't mean he's not a transgender. Going to get these surgeries isn't because he feels like a woman. This still has nothing to do with him feeling like a woman. It's him wanting to dress and act like one.
What surgery is he getting?
He's getting facial feminization surgery.
Okay, so he's not getting. Is he taking hormones? I don't
If
even
he
know.
starts taking hormones, he is going to get fat.
In his thumbnail, he mentions HRT or whatever the fucking initials are.
It's HRT.
Yeah. Okay.
Hormone replacement. So he might be, but again, he's not doing it because he's dysphoric. He's doing it because, well, if I'm going to be trans, this is what I have to do.
Yeah.
That's fucking insane. That is.
Thank you,
that is
Sanguine.
fucking, it's like that bitch who had her doctor blind her because she wanted to be blind.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sanguine. Dude doesn't need facial surgery. He needs that growth in his throat excised. I think it might be a tumor.
That might be part of the
He's probably
surgery.
going to get his Adam's apple shaved down if he's planning on transitioning. That's a typical.
Oh, he should sell parts of that on eBay. He would make a ton.
No!
Ew. I mean, if he also
Ah.
if he wasn't Skeletor, that probably wouldn't be an issue either. But still.
So, okay, he's not dysphoric by his own admission.
Yes.
He's going to have surgery and may also be having hormone replacement therapy.
Yes.
He is free to do that. I don't know.
Yes, he is.
I mean, it seems counterintuitive, but he's doing it to himself. I don't know what to tell you.
My problem with it is not that he's doing it to himself. I don't give a fuck what he does to himself.
Right.
My problem is that he is a public figure who's doing this to himself for all of the wrong reasons.
Well, okay. Well, what's the right reason?
Dealing with dysphoria.
Do you have to be dealing with dysphoria to have this done?
No, you don't have to.
Okay.
But it's what it was designed for. It was designed for people who have a special medical need to get this done. It's not just to, oh, I want to look prettier today.
Well, I mean, I've seen people turn themselves into Ken dolls, into Justin Bieber,
Yes.
into aliens, into cats, into lizards. I've seen people do things that make absolutely no practical sense, and they're free to do it. I mean, this is, in my book, this is no different than somebody trying to make themselves look like John Travolta or something.
I mean, I think the point is that him getting surgery or replacing hormones, it doesn't change my opinion on what he said at all. I mean, because that was basically Jude's point was, oh my God, look, see you guys are meanie butts. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck.
No. For me, it goes even deeper because he's doing this based on a mental illness that causes 40% of the people suffering from it to try to kill themselves because they can't deal with it.
Well, I'm not saying he's not a hypocrite. I'm not saying it's not in bad taste. I'm just saying that I'm just not saying. I guess I'm not understanding what the problem is. I mean, he's an individual. He's doing something stupid to himself. I mean, you can disagree with his motivations and everything else, and that's fine. I mean, it's just like disagreeing with somebody's opinion. But at the end of the day, so what? I mean, unless he's educating people and telling people this is what you should do. Has he been doing that?
To my knowledge, no.
Okay. I mean, it's I guess to me, it's no less crazy than somebody wanting to make themselves into a cat, which is what somebody actually did at one point. The motivations make absolutely no sense to any rational person. He might have mental illnesses, just not dysphoria at this point. But if a doctor's willing to do it and he's willing to pay for it, you can criticize his reasons or his logic behind it or anything else. But at the end of the day, it's like, and I don't know. I don't find a lot of energy in it, I guess. Sorry to bring it down. I'm just confused as to what the big deal is, I guess.
Well,
if he was telling kids to do it or something, if this was like a queer kids stuff, and Lindsay had him on as an example of this is how you should act or something,
why would that be any different?
Well,
why at that point would it be any different if he's still just a grown man doing his own thing? Well, why couldn't he tell kids that I'm just doing my own thing?
But he's not, is he?
Well, you said it would be different if he was. That's why
if he's evangelizing this to people as this is a healthy thing or this is something that you should do too or something, I would have a problem with that. But if he's just doing, I mean, it's sort of like religion. If he's just doing it to himself, he's not harming anybody else. Aside from it being a curiosity, and you can point out his hypocrisy or his, crazy logic or something. Besides
that, what we're talking about is his crazy logic.
Okay, that's fine.
I mean, my point was more about Shoe on Head, and just the fact that he's now going through with this, it doesn't change my view on non-binary people. It doesn't change my view on Riley Dennis. That's all I was saying. I don't. Right. Monkey, what about you?
Oh no, none of it changes my view on it. I just do find it. I guess distasteful is as strong a word as we want to use, but he's basically getting himself cut up and taking hormone therapy to mimic people with a mental disorder. and to place that mental disorder on a fucking shelf as something to achieve. And yeah, I do have a problem with that. And whether or not he tells it to kids, this is somebody who was, for instance, hired by Everyday Feminism. So it's not as though his view is just in a bubble.
So you think this is patronizing to mental illness?
Oh, absolutely it is.
Okay.
They wear a mental illness as a fucking outfit. I've said it many times. To them, it's just an outfit. And now he's going through with surgery and hormone replacement as a way to achieve the mental illness. And like I said, it's very much like that woman getting herself blinded. And you're right. If that's what he wants to do, it's what he wants to do. I can't stop him, but I can make fun of him all day long for it.
Well, like I said, sorry.
Has Blair White said anything about it?
I'm not sure.
I'd be curious what she would have to say on it, being more, dealing with that directly.
Well, like I said, my main issue about what Shu said was that essentially any criticism you've made of Riley is null and void because, look, he's going to get himself cut up. And it's like, no, that's bullshit.
Yeah, look, he put his money where his mouth is, or something, and so now it's all legit. No, that doesn't. He can't buy his way out of a bad argument.
Yeah, that's my point. Is that that's what I don't necessarily disagree with Ranting Monkey, but that was my issue with it.
Okay. Darren Meyer's in his corner. I have no doubt she is.
Who?
Theron Meyer.
She's interesting.
Who's Theron Meyer?
She's how do I want to say this? Blair White for the mentally insane. I actually like a lot of what she says, but anytime you actually start talking about trans, she is automatically on the trans side, no matter what the fucking argument is.
Triggerati says Scribe like Blair White has said that she thinks Riley is a fraud. Okay.
But I wouldn't be surprised if Theron Meyer wasn't absolutely cheering him on the whole way, regardless of what his motivation is.
So if Riley doesn't have dysphoria, let's take him at his word that he doesn't have dysphoria. Getting this surgery done in the absence of it,
that would probably cause dysphoria.
Well, precursor to actually getting dysphoria or something, wouldn't you have to have some kind of mental image issue to begin with to go to this extreme?
Yeah, you would absolutely. You would. Yeah. There are several mental disorders that would encompass this kind of thing. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So, and I'm not saying that somehow validates it or something. It's just like, I would be, if I were the doctor that he was consulting on this, I would have some very deep questions ahead of agreeing to do surgery on him like this.
Yeah, and this is coming from somebody who's pretty pro plastic surgery. Like, I think if there's something that you want to get done, like a nose job, if you want to get your boobs fixed, whatever, fucking do it. I'm glad I did it. It's the best thing I ever did. But at the same time, when somebody who is on record saying that they're not dysphoric wants to go through, I don't really care about the surgery part of it as far as the facial stuff. For me, it's more the hormone replacement, because not that plastic surgeons aren't medical doctors, but the actual hormone replacement, usually it used to require a psychological exam or a psychiatric exam.
Yeah.
Did you see Milo Stewart talking about when she got hers?
Well, that's what was so shocking to me, because she said she just walked in and was like, I want to be a dude. And he was like, have some testosterone.
Yeah, this is, I'm not any kind of medical expert or anything, but isn't there some kind of ethical threshold you have to reach? Getting a man getting his face to look like a female or more feminine, that's kind of a gray area to me, because it's all literally superficial and aesthetic, which is weird, but actually changing somebody's body chemistry or authorizing chemicals or ups of chemicals that naturally you would not have in your body, that does a whole bunch of different things to a person's health and potential for cancer and everything else. That seems like there should be some more hoops to jump through, shouldn't there be?
Well, even when I got the surgery that I got, I didn't have to go through like a psychiatric exam, but the surgeon talked to me for a long time about it, and it was just a reduction. So it's not as though they don't typically talk to you about it and talk about what your goals are, because they ask you what you think is going to happen.
Right.
Because if you say, well, my boobs are going to get smaller and then I'm going to become president, they're going to be like, okay, maybe not. Probably not going to happen. And so they try to make sure that your expectations and that your motivations are in line. I mean, obviously you can lie to them, but they at least go through the motions with you.
Should there be a psychiatric component to either hormone replacement or some, drastic bodily alterations?
I don't know. Like I said, with plastic surgery, I'm more on the side of pro plastic surgery than I am against it. I think definitely with hormone replacement, absolutely yes. I think with changing your appearance, no, because it's...
I don't know. Some of the people that I've seen who've got like those full body
much.
mods into like, I want to look like a Ken doll or I want to look like a lizard. I don't know. I don't know if I would feed into someone's problem that way.
Well, if I were personally a plastic surgeon, I would turn those people away. And I think that's more of a I think that's more of a surgeon by surgeon basis. That's a problem.
Yeah, I guess I'm conflicting as sort of like the edge of personal liberty versus essentially enabling someone who has a problem.
I think as far as hormone replacement HRT goes, I think absolutely you should have to have I think you should absolutely have to have a psychological or psychiatric evaluation. That said, I think the important thing to understand too with plastic surgery is that the people who try to turn themselves into Ken dolls or Justin Bieber make news for a reason, and it's because there's like 5 of those people on this planet.
Yeah, I know.
And that's the other thing to keep in mind, is that with plastic surgery, people don't typically take it that far.
That's one of the issues I have with the Riley Dennis thing here, because you're right. Your guy who wants to look like Justin Bieber, there's not many of them out there. There was it an MTV show where it was Make Me Look Like a Celebrity? I forget what. There was a very short run show where they tried to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's a spectacle like in that show, because so few people who get plastic surgery have those ends in mind. I mean, most people just like want their tits to not be gross or want their nose to stop doing that weird thing.
Yeah, and I have no problem with that. And even Scribe's absolutely right. Riley Dennis is free to do whatever the fuck he wants. When it comes to like hormone replacement, I'm of the opinion the doctor tells them what the side effects can be, and if they still want to take it, fine. It's their fucking decision if they're an adult.
Yeah.
I do have a problem with them giving it to kids, especially when they're still developing.
Yes.
But as for a grown-ass adult wants to do something stupid, that's fine. My problem with Riley is absolutely the optics. Because we just saw this with Milo. Milo started doing the same thing for the same fucking reason, because that's what trans are supposed to do. Not because they actually feel it. And we have so many kids today who are of this, I feel a little weird. I must be a new gender.
Yeah.
And now you have somebody like Riley Dennis who has over 30,000 subscribers, who's getting this done. And it's so happy. And again, if he wants to do it, fine, fuck him. But I will judge the fuck out of him for it.
No, yeah. And I didn't mean to imply otherwise, or like you were being like, irrationally harsh on him or something. I just
don't apologize for arguing with me.
No,
it's not that. We talked about that before.
No, I know. I'm just trying to clarify. I'm just trying to clarify where I was coming from on this. It's like, well, first off, I have a general aversion to getting too deep into quote unquote YouTube drama, especially when it's just like individuals who are just, effectively speaking, Riley Dennis isn't doing anything any more different than what you do or I do or anything else. Just somebody in front of a camera making videos. So far as I know, Riley Dennis isn't a elected representative. He's not a professor. He's not an educator, or at least as far as I know, doesn't claim to be one. So my sense of how big a deal it is sort of it's hard to reach that far when it's someone who is comparatively like myself, let's say. If he was doing a queer kids stuff kind of thing, that'd be different. If he was like proselytizing this to his fans, like this is what you should do, or here, let me help you become this or something. I don't know. Maybe he is, maybe he isn't. I don't read his comments or anything. But yeah, this is a very weird place to be. It's sort of like, where does personal liberty end and imparted mental illness begin? And how do you not promote that without also curtailing the notion that someone can do whatever they want? I mean, this is way too deep a question maybe for this stream or something, and I don't even know if I'm articulating myself clearly, but no. Like, did Milo Stewart say that he doesn't have dysphoria? Has he made that declaration?
Yes, and
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that.
The video down, the little bitch.
I don't know. I guess I can't comprehend it. I guess most people can't. If you don't have a condition, why would you want to manufacture a condition?
Well, that's a condition in and of itself. Usually that comes, there are several psychiatric disorders, usually personality disorders, where that comes into play.
Yeah, I mean, it is really like that. And that was a very good comparison. The lady who wanted to induce blindness, or people that want to have their legs cut off or something, they want to induce a disability for some weird reason.
The attention.
Well, yeah, they want the attention. They want to be taken care of. I don't know. Now, the self-mutilating thing, I saw a documentary on that kind of stuff. It's a very weird subculture of people that have that sort of mental disorder.
Yeah.
I don't quite understand it, but this, so I forget what it was called, but whatever that disorder is, this is just the gender version of it, I guess.
It's body integrity disorder.
Right, body integrity disorder. So this is gender integrity disorder. It's not dysphoria. It's gender integrity disorder. You want to break the gender you have, not because you feel like you're actually the opposite, but just because you want to. I don't know. I'm sorry for taking this off topic. Yeah.
Let's be honest for a moment. This is Tumblr disease. That's what it is.
Sorry, you broke up. What?
This is Tumblr disease.
Yeah, well, yeah, there's that too. Yeah.
That's what it is. It's kids who go onto Tumblr. You and me growing up, I mean, if a kid felt a little weird, they might, wear more black than normal, or a jean jacket with, all kinds of patches on it and pins. But we get into the internet age, and suddenly all of these kids can get together. And we've talked about this, like with SDA, when she used to be a SJW for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
Her friend was pushing her into it.
Right.
She couldn't just, be a bisexual woman.
Actually, I mean, like, look, at the time she was my girlfriend, and she was like coercing me into it. And like, we were both kids, I guess, because I was like 15 and she was 16, 17.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like there's a responsible party and an irresponsible party.
But there is
pretty much.
There's a more there's a bolder personality and the follower personality, and
Ouch.
There's a ton. I'm not being mean. I'm just being honest.
Yeah, no, at the time, because I was depressed and vulnerable, but at the same time,
exactly.
Yeah.
But at the same time, she was still a teenager, and at the end of the day, like, my actions are still my fault.
Sure. But when you take somebody like that and you put them with an audience of millions of teens who feel the same way, suddenly you have this huge influx of new genders, because everybody feels different. So everybody is different. You're not really all that different.
Well, I mean, if you're all unique, maybe there's nothing unique happening. Just
ding, ding, ding. And I really do blame the internet for a lot of it. And I see what you're saying, Scribe, about her. about Riley not having a platform to really push this, but Riley does. And what worries me is this is becoming more and more common. We had the story yesterday about Jazz Jenner. Is that her name?
Jazz Jennings.
Yeah. Sorry, Jazz Jennings.
About how like she wants to invert her dick and she don't have enough dick to do it.
No, because she took hormone replacement therapy during her formative years.
So now she has a prepubescent diddle.
And now she'd have to have an Asian pussy if she gets one.
Which is not fun.
He has such a tiny penis, they're not even sure they can do the surgery. I just see this kind of shit being glorified everywhere. And it's for the people who actually suffer from this, it's not a fucking joke. I mean, they literally want to kill themselves because of it. Thank you, Sweeper Steven. Riley is only doing to stay with the trend. I agree. And again, it's his right. If he wants to do it, fine. I just worry about how it's creeping in more and more that this is becoming a normal thing. To start taking hormone replacement when you don't even fucking have dysphoria. That's fucking insane to me.
Yeah, mainstreaming this and not... You see, I guess what the problem is, how do you counterpoint this? You know, because I mean, like everybody's got their YouTube channel. It's not like Riley's doing, as far as I know, not doing debates or something. So how do you argue against this when it's such an isolated little bubble?
See, that's the thing. I'm not sure it's so isolated anymore. I'm seeing it more and more, and that's my problem. And the only way to respond to it is the way we do, point out how insane it is.
Do we want to turn this over to chat?
Yeah, sorry, I'm taking this off.
Sorry, chat. I do want to say this is one of the few times Scribe and I have really butted heads, and I enjoy that. I love Scribe. I don't mind that he has a different opinion than me. I actually like that. So please don't think this.
I think we're on the relatively same wavelength. I guess it's just sort of the difference between Riley making a decision for himself or whatever, and whether or not it's affecting others. But you make a good argument that he's... Oh, I thought you were saying shh for a second. No, you're just vaping again.
I'm vaping again. No, I wasn't shushing you. I'm sorry.
I was like talking like shh. I was like, oh, well, never mind then.
Also, a couple of people in chat were confused about whether or not I'm trans. I'm fully female. I got a breast reduction. Okay,
let me put it this way. The dick I'm going to draw on her face is going to be based on the one between her legs.
Go fuck yourself.
Chat, do you have any questions, comments, anything you want us to talk about? Now's the time.
People, I'm not a tranny.
Yeah. You're not a tranny.
Not yet.
Fuck, Scribe.
Hey, watch a few more Riley videos. You never know, we might get a convert over here. Have you even watched Riley's video? Says nothing for you here.
Yes.
I've seen part of it. I haven't watched the whole thing yet.
Ooh, what lightsaber color would you want? Fucking pink. Duh. I want to be a Sith Lord with a pink lightsaber.
Okay, the other Sith Lords will laugh at you and kill you.
No, they won't.
Blue.
Yeah, they will. Yeah, I'd want cobalt blue, like really rich, deep, royal blue somehow.
All the other
Didn't you
Jedi's
say
will
red
laugh
one
at
time
you.
we were asked this?
What?
Didn't you say red one time?
Well, one of you just choose to speak at one time, please.
I said, and I'm talking, I said, didn't you say red one time when we were asked this?
I could have, yeah, but you know, that's a bit mundane, I guess.
I want pink. I want to be a Sith Lord.
Are there even pink lightsabers?
Yes, it's a thing.
No, there aren't. Not in canon. Let me put it that way.
Wasn't it in the expanded universe?
I can't say for certain there wasn't a pink lightsaber in the expanded universe. I know that there was the parody shorts called Pink One, which was a takeoff on Red One.
Well, whatever.
And she got a pink lightsaber.
If fucking Mace Windu can have a faggy lightsaber, so can I.
That was more like Samuel L. Jackson said, "Can I have a purple lightsaber?"
Yeah, well, I'm basically Samuel L. Jackson, but cuter. So I want a pink lightsaber.
Nato Charlemagne says Sith DA. Yeah, no, I agree.
Somebody asked what my next video will be about. I don't have any fucking idea.
Vaping.
I need to get one made.
Do a video on vaping.
I'll do a video on vaping.
There you go.
Monkey, what was your lightsaber
I'll do a video
color?
on. Whose?
Yours.
Blue.
Okay.
What other questions you guys have? Somebody said that they forgot their question. Sorry about that. We went a little long on our discussion time tonight, which I actually enjoyed. That was a fun conversation. Not an actual question, Ranting Monkey, but I'm currently at 666 subs. Congratulations, Bloodwing, you evil bitch.
Yay! Satan is here.
Did you see Alien Covenant? I have not.
No.
I'm
not very excited about seeing the quasi reboots of all these old franchises at this stage of the game.
Okay, let's see. Ranting Monkey, do you ever collab? Very rarely. I have 2 in the works, and I feel so bad because I don't know when I'll ever get them done.
Yeah, I have 1 in the works, and like it's happening eventually.
Weaponized Retard says, have you looked into Munchausen? Do you mean Munchausen syndrome? Because Munchausen syndrome, well, I guess it kind of could be like Munchausen, because Munchausen basically means that you sort of induce yourself to be sick to get attention.
Well, it says that it's fictitious.
Well, yeah. Well, Munchausen by proxy is when you make like a child sick in order to get attention. Is sort of like the struggling parent or something. So I guess that's an interesting notion. I'll have to think about that one. It's sort of like a Munchausen. Yeah. Okay.
Backscan asks, do you guys think this wave of trenders could be a natural result to combat overpopulation? That is, do you think it could just be Darwin's law taking effect? I definitely think it's Darwin's law.
Yeah, sure.
I don't think it's necessarily a natural progression. Do you like Agent Venom? I'm not familiar with Agent Venom.
Agent Venom is Flash Thompson got the Venom symbiote. And
yes.
As far as I know, it's still Flash Thompson. And so since he was a war veteran, they made him into a Gulf War veteran who got his legs blown off. And the symbiote can make legs for him so he can walk when he's got it turned on, but otherwise he's legless now. And so he works for the government or SHIELD or something. And so now you got combat sort of gray area good guy Venom again, but Flash Thompson is Venom. It's an interesting concept. I haven't read the comic books that much. I've got a couple of... I've got the Thunderbolt series where it was him, the Punisher, Red Hulk, and Elektra running around with Deadpool and doing stuff. I kind of like the concept. I don't know how well they're executing it.
FD Swayze asks, what are your feelings on gender-neutral driver's licenses? I think it's asinine.
Yeah.
I mean, like I keep saying, if you get lost and like somebody has to use your ID, at least if it's gender neutral, it'll be like, oh, go look for the vaguely lesbian looking motherfucker.
Yeah. I think that this whole idea of gender neutral is just insane, especially for instances like, let's say you get kidnapped. How the fuck do they describe you?
Vaguely lesbian looking motherfucker.
Think about when transracial starts getting taken more seriously.
Oh my God.
You're not going to be able to describe anybody.
Thank you, William.
Thank you, William. What do y'all think of the protections on the Yellowstone grizzlies being lifted? This has been a topic of debate up here in MTs at Montana.
Yeah.
Are they overpopulating? Is that why? Maybe they're not endangered anymore or something?
Yeah, we actually covered this story. I don't know if you were gone or you were doing a commercial. The population had dwindled to, I want to say, the low hundreds.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's back up to almost 1,000. I don't remember the exact numbers, but it's back up to where they're no longer on an endangered species list. And I don't really have a problem with it. I don't think that you're just going to see people running out killing bears. Ferg's in the chat. Hi, Ferg. Long time no see. Hey, Ferg. I've seen him popping up now and then. It's good to see you around, bud.
Zenith said 76 genders, 1 haircut.
And 1 hair color.
Yeah, the bowl cut, the end. Please correct this mistake. MS-13 is a Salvadorian gang. MS stands for Mara Salvatrucha. Of course, I'm screwing that up. Us Beaners had nothing to do with it. with the murder of that Muslim lady.
Sorry,
Okay.
Beaners.
I apologize, man. My gang lore is obviously weak. So yes, MS-13 is not a Mexican gang; it's a Salvadorian gang.
I lost the question, but somebody asked if you ever did LSD, Scribe.
No, I've never done any hard drugs.
Same.
Thank you, Sanguine. He was black, but like really Asian-looking black. Transracial description.
You mean Blasian? He was
Just
Blasian?
Blasian.
Like, I want to be black and Asian just so I can call myself Blasian. That's like a cool racist name for things. Blasian.
Well, tell people that's what you are. They can't argue.
No, I'm not slitty enough.
You could be.
My eyes
From
are
what
not.
you've
My
told us-
eyes are huge,
Yeah, but from what you've told us, you have the Asian vag, so
but I'm not black.
that
So
could be
it's
the
more
boobs
like-
you had to have reduced.
It's more like Asian. No, that's the butt monkey.
Butt
Black women
monkey?
don't have big boobs.
What?
What?
What'd you just say?
I said that would be like a butt reduction if you're black.
Black women have some nice tatas.
Mm,
They do.
They're usually pear-shaped.
Dear God.
I have a feeling I've checked out more boobs than you. I'm just saying.
Mm.
Simply by having been on the planet a lot longer. SDA is slit confirmed.
Oh Lord.
What are the questions you got, guys? We have 4 minutes. 4 minutes. Last call. Give us something good to talk about for 4 minutes. It's not going to be too long. Everybody's on butt monkey now. Thank you.
That's your fault.
Mm.
Are you going to be on Discord after this, monkey?
Yeah, I'll jump on there for a little bit. I haven't been on for a few days. We can talk about butt monkeys over there. SDA, are you getting married to Mara Jane? As far as everybody knows, yes. You can answer if you want. Some dumb American, is there anything you aren't an expert in? Just kidding. Triggerati. She's an expert on titties, y'all. Ranting Monkey, why do you people bully Whitey? Oh, because it's funny.
We watched part of Riley's video. Why is nothing for you here flipping the fuck out? I'm so fucking confused.
I have not watched any of Riley's recent videos, so I'm getting all my information secondhand. So I'll cop to that. That's why I was asking so many questions earlier, because I don't know.
Will Sunky have to fight Mara for SDA's hand in marriage? No, like the thing between Mara and I, it's more like an honorary marriage. It's a little bit different.
Nothing for you here. Is 4 minutes long enough to answer this question? Have you even watched Riley's video?
The answer. That's a question I just answered.
I'm answering. I actually read the question. If you think that I've misrepresented something he said, say what you think I misrepresented. Instead of asking the same question over and over again, tell me where I'm wrong. Pretty easy. What flavor are you vaping, Ranting Monkey? I just went with menthol to stick with what I normally smoke.
Ew.
What? I like mint. I actually eat mints while I smoke menthol cigarettes because I like mint a lot. We got 2 minutes left, guys. Anything you want to know?
SDA, have you
Scribe,
watched
would you-
Star Wars yet?
What?
Have I watched Star? Yes, I've watched Star Wars.
She likes Star Wars.
Scribe what?
Would you do a Riley video?
I generally stay away from doing videos on other YouTubers. I've done a couple way in the past, but I try to focus on people in positions of authority who are saying things and stuff. People, like I was talking about earlier, people that are essentially the same as me, someone just stating their opinion on videos and such, unless it's something like really extreme. And I don't even know what that would be at this point, because the extreme is just that bar is raised so high.
Why is it you stay away from YouTubers? If I can ask?
like I say, it's like somebody saying their opinion, and I kind of feel like I'd be jumping on the bandwagon with like a dozen other people. It's just like I don't know if there's anything more to say beyond. I mean, like if you do a Riley video, I don't know what else I could add to it. You know, that kind of thing. It's just like I don't know.
Monkey and I, when we do like Riley videos, we end up saying fairly different things in them.
Yeah,
all except for that one.
Yeah, right.
Well, the one we were like spot on the same thing, and I realized I talked to you too often. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to go through a couple of questions really quickly here. If you like Mint so much, why did you marry it? Why didn't you marry it instead of Lady Monkey? Because this isn't the playground. Are you going to VidCon 2018? If so, see you there. Maybe that's 2 years off.
I am.
No,
it's next year, Monkey.
It's next year, Monkey, not 2 years.
Oh, if so, yes, then yes. If you had to date a trans trender, which one? Ash Hardell, because she's the cutest. There's a game on Kickstarter called Monkey Spank. Thoughts? I hope you enjoy it. If you had to be transracial, what race would you be? I would be white, just to piss people off. All right, guys, that's going to wrap up this one. Chad, thank you so much for joining us. Sorry about the short question and answer period there, but love you guys. Thank you for joining us. Scribe, SDA, a pleasure as always. Guys, Riley Dennis makes me sad. See you next time.
Bye, guys.